So one of my best friends calls me Marie all the time, right? She's the only person that can call me Marie. A couple years ago, I used to like switch my wigs up a whole lot, and I would embody different personalities when I put on a different wig or I have my hair differently. And Marie, it's funny because Marie was supposed to be a good girl, and she is actually not a good girl. She is a very naughty girl. She's not good at all. She's not the sweet one. She's the one that always does something wild and sexual. And we're going to talk about Marie a little bit. We're going to talk about Jody because that's how y'all know me. Y'all know me by Jody. Jody is a dominant person, an aggressive woman, very much owning her sexuality. Marie is like that, is a little bit, but in a more kind of like non-accountable way. That's like the best way I can say it, because she justifies all of her bullshit with more bullshit. That's who Marie is, right?
It's your freak hostess, Jody, and you're tuned into Provocative.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
I will marry a nigga off some dick because everything else we can work on. And I have sporadic periods of excessive masturbation. I really like how that just sounded.
If I fuck you once and it's good, I'm gonna keep fucking you. Because I didn't start sucking dick until college.
Blew in that man's butthole. That shit is wicked. That shit.
I recently looked I did this like a week ago. RIP to Rich Homie Quan, but I looked up Milk Marie like a week ago because, of course, she always calls me Marie. And then I put on my story like, y'all can't call me Marie type shit. And then I put it with that song. But I don't. Have y'all ever looked up Milk Marie? Like, do y'all know what that means? Like, of course, when you listen to the song or whatever, he says, like, Milk Marie, you got a pretty pussy. Call you Pinky because a nigga fell in love with it, right? But it's like, all right, cool. When I think of the whole term milking, I'm thinking like, all right, cool. Maybe, like, when I first heard this song, I'm thinking like, oh, she must be sucking his dick real good. Like, she be milking him or something. Or maybe, like, she just, like, she's a milker. Like, or maybe she's a creamer. Maybe it's milk coming from her coochie. When I think this song came out, 2016, 2017, maybe. It's been a while. But almost 10 years. But either way, I looked it up again recently, and Milk Marie refers to a girl who is amazing at sex and has you sprung. And I'm like, okay, that's like a super straightforward like way. What I thought it meant was like way more. I don't know. I guess it actually do align, because if it's they didn't say the girl is good at sex. She's amazing at sex. So I think it's safe to say that I myself can really be referred to as Milk Marie, because I know I'm amazing at it. Like, it's really become my superpower at this point, because I study it so much, and I incorporate what I study all of the time. The tricks I know, the tips I know, the things I know about the human body, anatomy, me looking at literally the physical feedback that I receive from my partners. Like, it's kind of, I can say that with confidence. And also, I want to kind of tell y'all what else is like online in terms of like, well, what does it mean? Like, what could it possibly mean, right? Now, when you Google Milk Marie, the AI overview is going to say like, oh, there isn't much information about it, right? But we Black people, and we know AI is not like urban, like AI is not for Black people, right? So, and it's funny because even when I use AI, I always got to say like, please tailor this for an urban Black crowd, or like for Black people. And it still don't really be for Black people. It's still not, it ain't how we talk. Like, I guess it's a little slangy, but also I'm from Chicago. So it's like, we got our own lingo as well. And when you go to different cities, they have their own lingo. But either way, when I typed in Milk Marie meaning, right, it's the milkmaid pops up. Now, a milkmaid is a woman who milks cows, right? But even that, like, I think that directly aligns with what Milk Marie is supposed to do, right? She's amazing at sex, so she's supposed to drain a man, right? Like, you can't be a Milk Marie and a Pillow Princess. You can't. Like, they're counterintuitive. They cannot exist in the same space. Milk Marie, for you to be a Milk Marie and be amazing at sex, you have to own your sexuality. You have to go there and do the fucking. And it would make sense that a nigga is sprung behind that. It makes sense that a nigga is sprung behind that because a lot of women don't show up to the bedroom and do the fucking. They go there and they get fucked, right? But the ones that own their sexuality and come to the bedroom and say, no, I'm trying to do this for me, right? They getting on top. They doing whatever it is that feels good to them. And then the guy is just happy and experiencing her just kind of like take control, right? So even with that, like if you get on top, you rat him till he come, you suck his dick till he come, whatever it is, but you still in control. That's very much in the you're milking that man. You're milking that man. If you giving him a dope ass hand job and he come all in your hands and shit like that, you start playing with it. Like, you're Milk Marie. Like, you literally just milked him, right? He's the cow, you're the milkmaid, right? I could see that this whole idea of milking just like being, I damn near want to make a class now about milking. Like, I could see that being like a new like a bigger trend. So I'm riding I'm driving. I'm not riding. I'm driving in the car and I'm thinking about being a cream pie. Wait, let me take that back. I think I've only said one time in my entire career of fucking, I think I've only said one time nutted me. Like one time in my life. And the reason that I said it was because I was already pregnant. So I'm not one of them bitches that say shit like, oh, nutting this pussy. Like, cause what? And also, I will say this. I feel like if I'm ever asked, I'm gonna say no. So the the person that may or may not be nutting in me would be wise not to ask me that question, because if I'm asked, I'm gonna say no, don't do it. Just because that's typically like how I respond to that question. But I was working with one of my coaching clients, and we talked about this. We talked about this idea of like when guys say like, where you want me to nut it? And I told her, you have to think about the answer to that question way before he asks the question. And the reason that you have to think about it first and like really have your answer prepared and like in response to whenever he does ask is so that you don't have like that like blank kind of like, well, I don't know where what you did it. I've been in that situation where if I didn't think about the response before the question was asked, I would freeze up a little bit. But you have to prepare a response to that. So if you listen to this and you know what I'm saying, your partner say some shit like, oh, where you want me to nut it? Already have your response, because there's a great chance the guy is going to ask that. Now, if the guy doesn't ask that, then it's because y'all already have some kind of like situation set up. Y'all might be each other's primary partner. You might be on birth control. It might be whatever the situation is. He probably not gonna ask. Like, he just gonna do what y'all typically do. But this is for the women that get asked by their male partners, men or women that's listening to this. Look, no judgment here. Whatever y'all freaky ass is doing, that's on y'all. But when you're asked, where do you want me to nut at? Right? Because even like, I don't know, like, I wonder if men, like, do women ask men, like, where you want me to nut at? I feel like that would be a masculine ass thing to do. Like, that's low-key sound freaky as hell. A woman asking a man, where do you want me to nut at? Or where you want me to squirt at? Like, that is insane. Like, I feel like that's for like the girls that like can do that shit on demand. Like where you want me to squirt at? Like, press the little squirt button, and then like he said, like, I want you to squirt in my face. Like, all right, bring me your face. Like, that's how niggas do. That's how men do women, right? Like, if y'all already said, like, for example, if y'all already know, like, the girl is finna swallow type shit, the dude would literally, like, if you riding him, he'd be like, all right, come here, so like, let me like so you could catch it, basically, like, catch this nut. But imagine if that was like reversed. Imagine if that shit was reversed. Like, I feel like in that moment, if like me as a woman, if I was to say some shit like that to my partner, my male partner, and I say like, well, where you want me to nut at? I feel like he would look at me with in the craziest fucking way, like, bitch, what you talking about? Wait. It sounds funny to think about. I think I'm gonna try it. I think I'm gonna try it. I think I'm gonna say that shit. Cause that shit might be lit. Like, if I know I'm finna like cream or squirt or some shit like that, and I just say, where you want me to do that? Bring me your face. I'm finna do that. I'm finna try it out. I'm gonna let y'all know how it go. If you are listening and a girl ever says some shit like that to you, please shoot me a DM, shoot me an email or something. I need to talk to you. If you are thinking about what you would do in that situation, if a girl said, where you want me to nut at? Hit me up. I want to talk to you because now I'm curious about that. I'm going to let y'all know how it go for me. I'm going to say it. I'm going to try to say it with a straight face though. Like, because I feel like I am silly sometimes. Like, even sometimes, like, y'all, I told y'all this before on the show. Like, sometimes if I'm like in a great mood, like, I let out giggles. So like, I might be like sucking dick and then like let out a giggle because I'm like, I'm just so happy. I'm so happy right now. So when I'm happy, I let out like giggles and smiles and stuff like that. So sometimes I do it when I'm sucking dick. And of course it makes sense for me to do it when I'm sucking dick. It's like one of my favorite things to do in the whole wide world. Imagine being on a first date and I can't even tell you, like, if somebody, what's your favorite thing to do? I can't even tell the real answer. I can't tell the real answer. Because the moment that I say, like, if somebody asks, like, what are your top 3 favorite things to do? 2 out of 3 of those things involve sex. I can't give somebody my real answer. Now I got to make up some bullshit. I got to say, like, oh, I really like pottery. I like knitting sweaters and shit. I like to paint. Like, for the record, I've never done pottery and I don't know how to knit. So I would probably just think of like a out of the ordinary weird ass thing to say in that moment because yeah. Or maybe I could I could actually be honest and just go to like my top 5, right? I would have to tell them like, oh, I really love dancing and I really love, podcasting, but my favorite things in the whole world, yeah, sex is involved, and I can't even get that answer. And you can't. It's crazy because I see it earlier in the episode. Like I know that I can consider myself a Milk Marie type woman. outside of the people that like know me for podcasting and because y'all listen to me and tune in for that reason, if it was somebody that was completely green to me as a person, like what I do and who I am, I would have to ease them into this shit. I know I would, because they'd be like, who the fuck are you? Like, even people that have known me for years, I said this on another episode, but they be like reaching out to me like, who are you? Like, I've known you for all these years and I don't know you at all. And I'm like, yeah, you really don't know me at all, because I've been this way. I just give people certain versions of me. So you might get Jody, you might get Marie, you might get insert government name that I will not say on this show. But if you listen to the Never Ever Mess, then you know my fucking government name. But yeah, I think that's definitely interesting to kind of reflect on. I didn't even tell y'all what I was doing. I didn't finish my intrusive thought from earlier. I'm high, y'all. So earlier when I'm driving, right? And well, I guess I went off on a tangent, so I just didn't finish my intrusive thought. So I was driving and I was thinking about being a cream pie and what have you, right? Now, I also said on a previous show episode, I think I did it on Freaky Friday. Was it on Freaky Friday when we talked about running red lights? I've had period sex. Let me not say I have period sex, because I don't have period sex with everybody. Period sex is blood magic. So I don't do blood magic with everyone, right? Like, I will do blood magic with someone that I don't really mind being tethered to for an extended amount of time. But yeah, like, I've only had period sex with 2 people, 2.5. 2.5 people. And I know y'all listening like, Jody, how the fuck did you do it with 2.5 people? The half person was not a midget, I'll say that. But the half, I'll explain that in another episode. But I'll explain that in another episode. But I had period sex with 2.5 people. And the one person that I'm one of the 2.5 people that I'm thinking about. And I'm saying people because only 2 of those 2.5 people were men. So there were 2 men and a woman. The woman is the half. The one person out of those people that I'm thinking about came in me. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, it's not a cream pie. It's a strawberry cream pie, right? So if you have period sex and somebody come to you, you're a strawberry cream pie, right? What is it called when they, like, nutting your booty because y'all was doing anal? Like, does that now become like a Hostess cupcake? Like, what is like the equivalent? What is like the chocolate cream filled dessert that we want to use to refer to that? And I don't know, like, maybe that's something on like Urban Dictionary or some shit like that. It's all different types of shit on Urban Dictionary to begin with. So I feel like that's probably a thing. Like, and also I was thinking like, oh, on this kind of anal train of thought, this anal train of thought. Of course people talk about like, oh, if you're doing the butt, it's organic, like, you know, birth control, what have you, right? But when women engage in anal, like, I'm wondering if it's like, well, I know certain races, it be start to finish, right? Because, like, for example, if it's someone of a certain race who doesn't want to have vaginal sex because they saving themselves for marriage or for whatever religious, societal reason that they impose that kind of vaginal restriction, they might only, you know, do it in the butt. And that's cool. But I'm wondering, like, you know, what's that like to like only do that for extended amounts of time? Like, I guess I gotta ask, like, you know, the girls, like the girl boys, the boy girls, those. I think I got like a couple, bisexual men and gay men that listen to my show. So y'all kind of like reach out to me so I could like know about that, because like I got a coochie, so I feel like when I be giving my partner coochie and booty, I feel like we basically just had a threesome because he had 2 hoes. Actually, I be giving him mouth too, so maybe it's an orgy. I'm like a 1-woman orgy over here. But yeah, y'all know I've been curious about anal all year. I think I said last year on the episode that I was gonna do more anal, and it was because I knew more, because I studied it. Like I took a whole course on like anal anatomy. And y'all want to hear something funny? I was on the phone with my mama last night, and y'all remember the episode with my mama when I talked about like, all right, cool, I think like being freaky and kinky is genetic, and we did that. I want to say I dropped that episode for Mother's Day last year, but I was talking to her last night, and I was like, Mom, me and my partner or whatever, I'm like, Mom, we did it in a butt. And she's like, oh my God. And she's like clenching her booty. Like while we was talking, she was like, I'm clenching my booty just thinking about it. And I was like, Mom, no, I got to give you my anal training course. So now she's curious, right? We on FaceTime. And I'm like, Mom, it don't hurt if you do it this way, I'm telling you. And she like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. She like, okay, cool, I'm gonna have to put this booty on my sugar. I'm like, you funny as hell. So yeah, I'm in the process of like coaching my mama through anal basically, and I'm on FaceTime with her, and I'm like, you gotta put your legs like this, and when he's about to put it in, you gotta go like, you gotta breathe through it, and once he's in there, it's in there, you're all good. And I'm like, get you some lube. So I'm out here spreading the like booty ministry right now. Like I'm trying to get people to open up their I'm gonna say horizons, I'm not gonna say butthole, even though I really wanted to say open up their butthole. But I'm trying to get people to kind of like well, y'all know that I'm all about reimagining sex. So what does that mean? How is it more fun this way? How can you spice things up? And I think all of that literally just feeds into the reason why I am a Milk with Marie. Like, I really am a triple threat out here. Like, I feel like so many people just rely on like, I don't know, one trick or something like that. Like, and I be wanting to know all the tricks. Like, I be wanting to do it all. I be wanting to experience it all. And I want to live life like that because I feel like that is how I'm optimizing my life. Like, because I have all these experiences, because I have fun doing all these different things, like, I'm getting the most out of it. As opposed to people that are like, oh no, I'm ashamed of this, or they are limiting themselves to certain ways of thinking. And it's like, yo, when I die, I want to be like, you know what? I did that. Like, I did that. I did all that freaky shit. And I ain't leave, you know what I'm saying? Like, I used as much of my coochie as I could while I was here. I feel like that to me is like, you know what, like, when you leave this place, you want to feel like overly fulfilled. And as long as I'm able to do some fucking, guess what I'm gonna do? Some fucking, and I'm gonna fuck in all of the different ways that make me happy and make me fulfilled, and I'm able to share that pleasure and experience with a dope motherfucker, right? But yeah, I already asked for y'all to hit me up in terms of like the things that I'm talking about in this episode. Whatever feedback y'all got, let's have a conversation. I'm gonna wrap this up though right now. Continue to rate and review the show. Really appreciate it when you guys are doing that. I can tell y'all that I will be joining a podcast tour. Super excited about that. You guys will begin to see more and more promotion around that and everyone else that is a part of the tour as well. So I'm coming to a city near you. The first stop on the tour is Philly. So super excited about that. I love my people over on the East Coast. Y'all love me. I love y'all. So guess what? The Freak Hostess from Chicago is coming to a city near you, starting with Philly. We're gonna be in New York. We're gonna be in DC soon. We gonna be in a couple different places. And I'm saying we because it's not just me. I will be joined. So I'm joining. All right, I'm joining an amazing podcast tour, and yeah, y'all are in for some amazing things. So in the next couple of episodes, I will actually be very more specific with the people that are involved and everything. But that is why it's so important for y'all to follow me on Instagram, because guess what? Guess who's going to get the first announcement for the podcast tour? The people that follow me on Instagram. And then the only reason why I can't give it to y'all on the podcast first is because I don't be knowing when I'm gonna drop an episode. Like, I be recording my episodes and sometimes I rearrange the order based on what's going on in the world. So I can't really, today I can't make that announcement. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all today. Until next time, bye.
Before you go, I want to remind you to embrace your inner hoe. Thank you for tuning in to Provocative, and don't forget to follow us on all streaming platforms. Happy hoeing. PRHOEVOCATIVE. Spell with the word hoe because deep down, we all got some hoe in us. And this is your safe space to be unapologetically provocative.
Oh, is my growl too masculine?
Put the nigga in missionary. Yeah. What the fuck? That shit is wild.